okay? Please leave it.
Hey, listen, you better remember your position. I'm sorry.
You apologize for him a lot?
Sir?
The entire office froze, including Maya. For the first time, everybody in the company realized the janitor wasn't a janitor at all. The silence in that lobby felt unreal. 1 second, I was the janitor everybody ignored. The next, the regional director was standing right in front of me, looking nervous. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Even Derek looked confused. Then the whisper started. Sir? Wait, that's the CEO. I look at Maya. Her expression wasn't excitement. It was shock. Pure shock. And honestly, that hurts more than I expected. Because for the first time since meeting her, I realized she had no idea who I really was. Derek laughed awkwardly.
Wait, what joke is this?
You're speaking to the CEO of Knight Holdings.
I nodded quietly. Nobody laughed anymore. Nobody smirked anymore. Suddenly, the same people who ignored me couldn't even look me in the eye. Derek stepped backward nervously.
Sir, I didn't know.
That's exactly the problem. All of you treated me based on what you thought I was.
Nobody spoke because nobody could deny it. Then, my eyes stopped on Maya again. And somehow, she was the only opinion that mattered to me in that moment. That night, Maya avoided me completely. For 3 days, Maya barely spoke to me. Not because she was angry, but because she didn't know what was real anymore. And honestly, I understood. I lied to her. Even if my reasons made sense to me, the truth still hurt. Meanwhile, the company completely changed overnight. Managers suddenly became polite. Employees suddenly respected cleaners. People who ignored me before now smiled so much. Exactly the fake behavior I hated from the beginning. But Maya, she stayed distant. And that bothered me more than the entire company combined. I finally found her alone in the parking garage after work.
You've been avoiding me.
You lied to me.
I know.
Do you know how embarrassing this feels?
I never wanted to embarrass you.
The whole company probably thinks I was flirting with the CEO while believing he was a janitor.
Maya.
No, let me finish. I trusted you because you felt safe.
You were the only real thing I found in that building. The version of me you knew was real, Maya.
Silence. Then finally, her expression softened slightly. Not fully, but enough. The next morning, Derek made one final mistake that cost him everything. Some people confuse kindness for weakness. Derek was one of them. Even after discovering who I really was, his ego still won't let him walk away quietly. And desperate people usually destroy themselves trying to regain control. That's exactly what Derek did. Because instead of leaving Maya alone, he tried humiliating her one last time in my company on my watch. The office was busy when Derek barged inside again angrily. Security immediately moved toward him. Derek shouted before they could stop him.
So this is your plan, Maya?
Derek, stop.
You leave me for a billionaire and suddenly act innocent? You probably planned this from the beginning.
That was enough. I stepped forward.
Escort him out. You think money makes you better than me? No. Your behavior does. You'll regret this.
But Maya didn't look afraid anymore. That was the difference. Because for the first time in a long time, she realized she didn't belong to his fear anymore. That evening, Maya finally told me something I never expected to hear. Funny enough, becoming honest with Maya scared me more than pretending to be poor ever did. Because money can impress people, but honesty risks rejection. And after everything that happened, I didn't know if she could truly trust me again. But some relationships survive because both people choose to stop hiding. That night, we finally stopped hiding. Maya and I stood on the rooftop terrace overlooking the city lights. For a while, neither of us spoke. Then she smiled softly.
You know what's funny?
What?
When I thought you were a janitor, you felt impossible.
And now?
Now you feel terrifying. That bad? But the strange part is, the richest version of you wasn't the CEO. It was the man who sat with me during lunch when nobody else noticed I was hurting.
Silence. Real silence. The kind that exposes feelings both people are trying to hide. Then finally, I said what had been sitting in my chest for weeks.
I fell in love with you before you even knew who I was. And honestly, that terrified me.
You know what scared me the most?
What?
That I started loving you before knowing you were the CEO. You made me feel seen, Daniel.
And you made me feel human again.
That was it. No dramatic music, no perfect movie moment, just two exhausted people finally admitting what had already become obvious. Then gently, she held my hand, and this time, neither of us let go. People think money reveals character, but honestly, power only exposes what was already there. Some people respected the janitor because they were kind. Others respected the CEO because they were afraid. And Maya, she cared for both versions of me before knowing they were the same person. That's how I knew our love was real, because she saw value in me before status entered the room. Tell me honestly, if you found out the person you loved had hidden their true identity from you, would you forgive them? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more emotional stories every week. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, be safe and take care of yourselves.